let's see if we are live. I forget if I played the right intro to this or not. That one might have had the wrong date on it again. But holy shit, it is hot. So hot that my phone overheated. So your stream might say 4K on it, but we are actually live in 1080p 60. It is Wednesday, July 2nd for 29 p.m. is the time and about 31 degrees Celsius. I'm here on Kipling Avenue, just south of Kipling Station. There I am, just chilling, having myself a bubbly. But let me get up. We're going to start moving. Just 1 second. Man, it is so nice when the sun decides to hide. But thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Madano's here, Harjot, Gertej, Flick Hunter, Sheena, Clem Lowe's, Lisa, Gertej, Turner, Atex, YouTube, Divyesh Patel, Drew Costin, Jeffrey Wu, YMB Van Life, and everyone else, thank you so much. I was just dropping off the vehicle that I was using over the past few days, and this is where Rome Auto is. Those are the awesome dudes and dudettes, I guess, who lent me that vehicle. Do check out rome.auto. There should be a link in the description. If not to this video, then to my most recent driving video. And I had a cold bubbly in my backpack and a Yeti ready to go, but they pulled one out of the fridge. So thank you again. But holy shit, it is hot. As we go north up Kipling. But if you're ever wondering where the Global Worship Center is, there you go. Jesus Alive GTA at gmail.com. Well, I got the answer to my can I stream in 4K in this kind of heat question. The answer is no. I fired up my stream during the preview and it was no bueno. So my streaming server is pumping out 4K, but I'm actually sending a high bitrate 1080p signal to it. And I can barely read the chat, it's so bright. But if this stream cuts out, heat will be the culprit. I apologize for that. But I think what we're gonna do is walk north up through Islington Village. And then maybe down to Islington Station and call it a stream, I don't know. I just recorded a couple of videos, one in the car. That will be a members and Patreon exclusive. And I recorded a walking video I drove to. Oh, there's an asshole in that white pickup. I drove to a shopping mall I haven't covered. And I recorded a shopping mall video. All right, I've got this bubbly. I don't see a garbage can. I'm gonna put this in my backpack and I'll toss this later. into an appropriate recycling bin when I get a chance. Also, happy belated Canada Day. Happy Jays beat the Yankees again. George Springer came through in heroic fashion. What a stud that guy has been. And the Jays will be playing the Spanks tonight, just after 7, I think. I'm gonna pick up some food, maybe crack open a cold one and watch that game. DBS says, is this a walk-friendly neighborhood? Yes and no. The immediate hood, probably not so much. But it's getting better. They've built some bike lanes. But Islington Village, where I think we're gonna head through, is pretty walk-friendly. There's Islington Station over there, the terminus, the western terminus of Line 2. You could also catch Mississauga buses at the somewhat new bus terminal there. Brad Palmer wishing everyone a happy belated Canada Day. Yeah, I wanted to go stream last night, but my body just said no. Everywhere is walk friendly when you're Johnny Struts. Ooh, we got a nice breeze now. And Jeanette, thank you for the dinner last night. I stopped at Granite Brewery. I had the vehicle and I remember they give you free parking. So I pulled in there. They have excellent food. Had a steak and risotto and a very, very cold, tall one on the patio. Awesome place that Granite Brewery is. Look at this. Hello, skyline. Oh, this camera's all bumpy. Let's see if we can fix that. Hey, we got a super chat. Mike Landry. Mike. Good day to you, fine sir. You also sent a super chat in this morning's premiere. Thank you so much for the support, Mike. I hope you had an awesome Canada Day, eh? And hey, guess what? We are now closer to 2050 than we are 2000. How freaky is that? Also, who is Avalanche the Architect? This is a GO train corridor. Right next to a subway line. We are approaching the old Spaghetti Junction, which has been recently reconfigured. How's that for a view? Sheena, you lost your wrench. That was not intentional, Sheena. That must have been a sweaty, sticky screen wipe that accidentally did that. Let's see, can I... There you go, Sheena. Try your luck again, Sheena. That wrench should have reappeared. Johnny, did I go to Sherway Gardens? I am not going to reveal the shopping mall I went to, but it is a mall I haven't yet covered on the channel. Embedded SRAM is here. I do believe you popped into a live stream on Friday. Canada loves you great says I believe that's Kipling subway station. Didn't I say Kipling? Maybe the heat is getting to me. Islington is just over to the right. That's where we're heading to. But we're gonna take a pretty long ass way to get to Islington. Kipling just on the left. Sign says bike lane begins, but I do not see a bike lane. I just see a painted line. Look, it does nothing to stop vehicles from entering it. There's an SUV just sitting in it. Sheena still isn't showing the wrench. Let me try that again. Add as moderator. Standard moderator. Sheena Roberts is now a standard moderator for your channel. Try again, Sheena. Hey, there's a GO train. Indeed it was embedded SRAM. What I'm hoping is that just based on where the sun is and the angle of Islington Village, I'll kind of be able to stay in the shade and walk away from it. The village of murals. Today it's more like the village of convenience. Just so happens to be near a place where I dropped off a vehicle, so it's kind of convenient. The old Westwood movie theater used to be right here on the right. And look at that, they're building more condos there. Alex says this guy was riding a bike on the sidewalk. You know, when we're in these sort of suburban areas where drivers treat the roads like superhighways and there's not a whole lot of pedestrian activity, that doesn't really bother me so much. But if I'm in a busy area like downtown or midtown, or that sort of thing, yeah, that'll piss me off. At Centennial Park Toronto Rib Fest, Saturday, June 28th to July 1st, so that is come and gone. Shared pathway. Will Lee says crane operator would be a cool part-time job. Those guys are probably so in demand, and at their skill level, it would probably be a very lucrative full-time job. Christo says, was it Rome Rentals? It's Rome.auto. If you go to my drive stream yesterday, there should be a link to it in the description. Full disclosure, that's an affiliate link. I don't really know how they handle like 1 or 2 day rentals, but if it's longer term, they're quite excellent. But still short-term rentals, I don't know. Check out the website. They offer a whole range of different cars and packages. Look at this. Tyler asking, when is my birthday? Are you wondering when to send the biggest super chat you've ever sent in your life? My birthday is in November. I'll do a stream on or around then. Lewis TV says the crane operator is a serious job. They have to pee in bottles. Yeah, I imagine they would. This is Bloor Street, but we're gonna head on up to Dundas, which oddly enough is north of Bloor Street through Etobicoke, or most of it. What is this? Future Park on the way? This is the site of the future Dunkip Park. Oh, I like the name. New park is coming to the 6 Points neighborhood. This park is part of a larger network of parks being developed as part of the city's parkland strategy. What's coming? A historical street interpretation seating, specimen tree and plantings, indigenous cultural garden, interpretive signage, designated skating spot. I think they would be wise to also add a shitload of trees that offer shade. Canada loves Ukraine. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to stop and look at all of the murals, but we're definitely going to point the camera in their direction as I pass by. And hopefully nobody has defaced any of them. Yeah, that's Kipling Station right over there. Flick Hunter has never seen a sign for a new park. There's a few of them. There's a new park just north of Yonge and Eglinton on Duplex that's got a sign saying future home of a park. There's one on Queens Quay East. I actually made a video about that very park. But we are entering Islington Village. Since Jenny's Spa, there's 2 spas in this plaza. Craven. Why does that look so much like a weed shop? I didn't see a completion date, Andy Wood. Oh, how nice it is to step into the shade for a brief moment. Marge, $5, late fees again. Apparently you didn't get the memo. Late fees have tripled for all moderators, effective 2 years retroactively, but thank you, Marge. I just worked out Vivian's belated late fees. And I don't think she's going to be too happy with me, and yours are going to be pretty sky high too, but thank you guys. But here is a quirk in Toronto geography. This is Dundas Street West. North of Bloor. Oh, that place looks really inviting. Nice patio, St. James Gate, Irish pub and restaurant. They seem to be open. All right, maybe I need a new thumbnail for this live stream. Maybe we'll find something with one of these murals. Crystal says mods have to pay to mod. It's obviously a joke. Chodong Soon Tofu. Let me just spin around here for a sec. This is the old swimming hole. Come on, Roger, screw off with your data warnings. I'm not even close to my data limit. That's by John Kuna, circa 2009. There's a lot of really nice murals through I want to say historic Islington Village. It's got a really old cemetery and some heritage properties. Jeanette appreciating the mural. Last time I live streamed through here, it was either raining or snowing, and it was miserable. I had wind blowing my umbrella to bits. This is a different extreme weather-wise. Resurrection looks more like a tattoo parlor. Nice Digs daycare and grooming. John's Fish and Chips. Toji Sushi. Ikoi Sushi and Ramen. Lisa's stream was way behind. How dare you watch a delayed stream, Lisa? Do it again and you'll be banned. And restaurant.
Like Hydro One would be good.
Oh, there's a few Korean restaurants here. Onol Un Bailey. Okay, that one's a hair salon. I should have just read the English instead of slowly deciphering the Korean. There's a gorgeous old heritage property. I haven't seen one of those murals in a while. village of Islington, Toronto's village of murals. Oh, there's a great one coming up. I think it might be my favorite mural here. Oh, there's one. This one is called Prodigy, the Toronto Conservatory of Music. Vivian Johnson, $5 first installment on my late fees. Vivian, you have to at least make the minimum installment amount. Come on, Vivian. Just kidding, just to clear the air. I do not make the mods pay late fees. It's just a little joke that they like to do. I'm certainly not going to complain about. Thank you so much, Vivian, for the support. We've got a lot of very friendly and very loyal moderators. Vivian, Sheena, and Marge have been modding for a long time. Medano's a more recent addition, but what he's done is quite excellent. I love this one. Harold G. Ship's First High Flyer by John Kuna. This mural tells the tale of a Lancaster bomber who flew over a crowd of an Etobicoke high school football game. What are my thoughts about downtown Mississauga? Do you think it's a real downtown? I know it's not like Toronto, but do you think it would be classified as one? Condo towers around a shopping mall. Take a look at the pedestrian activity on those sidewalks and you tell me if you would classify that as a downtown. That's really a question that has no right or wrong answer, but in my mind, absolutely not. It's got the vibe of a master planned community. I would much prefer like Port Credit in Mississauga. It's a lot more walkable, a lot more urban, better transit connections with the GO station right there, which Doug Ford just thoroughly fucked up by not implementing the every 15-minute service that was promised. Thanks for that, province. But still, that would be my favorite spot in Mississauga. But you could definitely think of worse places to live than Square One area, especially if you worked in the area. Makes a lot of sense. It's still rather convenient. It has a whole lot to offer. You could go to Korea Park. But if that is a downtown, then I could beat up a gorilla, because neither of those things are true in my mind. Another really nice mural, The Way We Were. One across the street. There's a Dollarama. Oh, there's one on the left, but there's people sitting in front of it. Johnny, have you been to the new Rogers Stadium yet? Oh, this one's nice. No, I've heard it's an absolute logistical nightmare. And here's one of the oldest cemeteries in the city. It might be the oldest. It's taking up some prime land. It's probably at the point where nobody even visits these tombstones anymore. I don't see any fresh flowers in front of any of them. Just a reminder, time is fleeting and burial is most certainly not forever. There's clauses in all your burial contracts that they can dig you up and relocate you. Or the dust that you left behind. I think this is a pretty charming part of Toronto. And you're not too far from Islington Station. And this used to be a Fox and the Fiddle. This is an old government building. They called it the Etobicoke Municipal Offices, back when Etobicoke was its own thing. And I think this Fox had a nice patio in front of it. Hopefully something better is coming in, because it's a shame to lose that kind of business. Gertesh is wondering if Caroline is lurking. There's a place called Insadong, Korean restaurant. Again, a lot of Korean establishments here. Insadong is a very touristy neighborhood in Seoul. There's a cemetery near the 427, near the 401. Weirdest place for it. Of course, it was made before paved roads. Yeah, I've seen that one. We are approaching, what street is this? I have no idea. What street is this? Imagine you're driving and you need to make a left on whatever street this is, and there's no bloody street signs. Let's see if we can solve this riddle. Cordova Avenue. There's one tiny little sign over there. How stupid is that? And it's very hard to read. Aesthetics over function, I guess. Mike asking, what is my favorite place to travel to? It would be a toss-up between Tokyo and Bangkok, I would think. All right, we are nearing the end of this village of murals. Apparently it's raining a little bit east of here. Well, that is going to stick out like a sore thumb. Heinzel booked South Korea for this year. You know, I'm very biased because I lived in South Korea. But that would definitely be on my recommendations. I've been telling Action Kid to go there forever. He did like a layover in Tokyo, but I felt Seoul and Tokyo would be two must-visits for him, especially given how long he's been in Asia. Consumers cannabis. Carl says, want to be nice when the crosstown finally opens up and people traveling back and forth to Eglinton on it. I have a feeling the crosstown isn't going to be all it's cracked up to be. The fact that it doesn't have signal priority on the east end is insane. It's going to be better than what's currently in place, buses, but I don't think it's going to be worth the price we paid for it better in terms of time and physical cost. It ought to be a subway. But the Mike Harris government killed the Eglinton West subway in the 90s and opted to build that completely useless Shepherd Stump instead, so much like his boondoggle selling the 407, we are all paying the price dearly for that idiot. Hey, this crossing was built in 1962. SG says this is a very nice part of downtown Toronto. Well, I don't think downtown is correct, but it's certainly a very nice part of Toronto. Pat75 says, what are my thoughts on Osmos, which we walked by? You know what? I don't get the hate. My local Osmos, the people there are super awesome. You walk through the door, they acknowledge you. If they're busy, they'll tell you they'll be with you in a moment. They're really friendly taking your order. And the food is not bad. It's pretty much what you expect it to be. That chain gets a lot of hate. But I don't hate it. I go to Osmos every now and then. All right, we're gonna double cross here. There's an old heritage building, an old inn. I think it's called Montgomery's Inn. I might be wrong on that. But they hold a farmer's market there, if I'm not mistaken, every now and then. And it's right next to the Etobicoke Lawn Bowling Club. Yeah, there's a sign, Montgomery's Inn Farmer's Market, Wednesdays, 2 to 6 p.m. We have struck gold. We are here when the farmer's market is taking place. That's officially a City of Toronto museum, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I have the energy to will myself to go through that farmer's market. We're going to be heading south down towards Bloor Street. A pothole that's only going to get worse. Let's walk alongside this lovely building at Soliata correctly describes it as. I'm gonna have to pay attention to my bit rate walking through here. I've had trouble streaming through this part before. But oh, how nice this is. Nice breeze. Canada Loves Ukraine says there's tours for inside the inn. Good to know. I'm guessing it's a little too hot for the lawn bowling crowd. There's a high school just on the left, and there'll be a baseball field coming up. Robert says, why Etobicoke? I was returning a vehicle here. And that's as good a reason as any to live stream a place. I'm here anyways. And I hadn't got my steps in yet. Probably still not there. Let's see. Yeah, we still got a ways to go. Celebrating 75 years of lawn bowling. And there's tennis courts. Not in use, understandably. Mike asking, how was the falls? It was busy. For me, I went there, I moved a lot of furniture. My brother had to take doors off hinges. He disassembled a box spring. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh man, there's people running this track. I hope they've got some damn water or Gatorade or something. Sometimes I look stuff up when I'm recording or streaming, but it's too bright out for me to really see what's on my phone, so we'll just call that a school. It's like one of those uprights is slanted. They're both slanted. Probably some idiots jumping up and pulling them down. When will you be meeting my brother? I don't know. I don't think he really cares to make an appearance on a stream. Montgomery Inn was used as a meeting place for the 1837 rebellion. There's also Montgomery Avenue in Midtown, where the old postal station K is located. I think it's named after the same Montgomery. This tranquility was brought to you by Duff Beer. I once had a baseball game at this field. Proper warning track. They've got a clay mound. It's covered up to protect it. Good shit. I've actually played a few games here. I remember I got called up. And I had to play with a team that was a lot older than I was. And they had a game here. Can we just follow this creek all the way to Bloor Street? That would be nice. I think I was around 16 when I last played here. I remember a guy on my team hit a bomb that went over the creek, believe it or not. At 16, he hit a few 400-foot shots. He was pretty jacked too, maybe on roids, I don't know. There goes a future meat crayon. Blasting up Islington. Can I follow this path and get to Bloor? It would kind of suck if I couldn't, but I think I can. Let's keep it shady. We'll skip Islington City Center. All right, I'm going to put my camera down for 1 sec. How lovely is this little spot? What's my body temperature? I don't know, but I'm going to cover these clothes in kerosene and set them ablaze when I get home. And hop into the shower. No, I'm not taking a leak, if you're wondering. Although that's certainly an idea. Come on. 1 sec, guys. Apparently my fingers are too sweaty for this. There we go. Hey, Stuart J, has the BMO field expansion started yet? £199. Thank you, Stuart J, for the support. And you know what? I'd be lying if I told you I knew, but I drove past it and gave it a good look because I was stuck in traffic when I was going by the other day, and it did not appear to be under any type of renovation. But thank you so much for the support. Perhaps someone else can answer that one for you in the chat. Oh man, suddenly I just felt really, really lightheaded. I'm gonna have myself that cold bubbly the instant this stream is done. Ooh, what just happened here? Well, thank you, Stuart J. And to Vivian, Marge, Mike Landry, and everyone else who sent support. Just a friendly reminder to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that good stuff. I thought there might be artwork under here, but it's just tags. Hashtag not art. Yeah, we're completely circumventing Islington City Center. Islington Station is right over there. I guess that means we're going to Royal York. How long have we been streaming for? Almost an hour? I have never been this way before through here. Pleasant little stretch in Etobicoke. It's certainly nice to be in the shade for a bit. Well, there's a bridge crossing the creek that leads up to a residential street, it looks like. Tiana is considering getting an e-bike. Nothing wrong with that. Potsy says the park goes on forever. I think this is going to take us up to a little parking lot right on Bloor Street. Then I'll make a left and we'll waltz on over to Royal York. Go get wet in the water park. Some splash pad action. All right, we've got a fork in the road. Do I go right or left here? Will Lee, first milestone chat. Thanks to Jane. Oh, your membership was gifted by Jane Jarin. Thank you, Jane, and thank you, Will, for 1 month at Gold Tier. Since we're in the shade and I can actually see my phone, let me just check out Google Maps here. Yeah, we're gonna hold course and go that way. This is Tom Riley Park, by the way. But we could go up towards a residential building there. And my guess is they haven't used this soccer field for soccer in quite a while. Humber River Trail. No, the Humber is east of here. Greetings, Vasily, another mod in the house. So we're going to make our way up to Bloor. Then we'll walk to the Royal York or Royal York Station, and I think that'll be just about all she wrote. And if you're noticing the picture isn't quite as good, I explained at the start of the stream, but this one is an upscaled 4K. It's not true 4K like some of my other live streams. In hotter days where it's high 20s and above, I'm gonna have to do it this way. And there's a bug that won't stop flying around my face. If I encounter coyotes, never run. Get away from me. Yeah, some people freak out at the sight of coyotes. It's like they're a part of the natural ecosystem. You'll see them in the ravines. You'll see the odd fox here and there as well. Choo-choo. Right, we've made it to Bloor. Back to the jungle. Put my hat so I can see the screen. That was a nice little detour. I'm glad I chose to go through that park. I have never streamed or walked through there all the way before. I'm not sure anyone else has either. Royal York Station coming up. After that would be Old Mill, then Jane, then Runnymede as you go east. We're at Music Academy. Oh, I'm gonna eat a horse on my way home. I skipped my workout today because I was moving yesterday. I was all sore and achy. All I had today was a smoothie and a bowl of Weetabix. This might be a Chipotle extra protein and throw some guac on there kind of night. Oh, Chowdhury gifted 10 memberships. Holy shit, let me take a look. Chowdhury Shamal Sedek sent 10 memberships. Christos, City Emerald, Glenn, Mark M, Lena, Matthew, Wellesley, Connor, Daryl, and Bungee Skunk. There's an awesome name. Holy crap. Chowdhury, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships, and welcome to membership to our 10 new members. It's such an awesomely nice thing. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chowdhury, and welcome aboard to our 10 new members. There may be a members video coming up this month. Well, there will be, but there might be one this week. I know I just sent the June one, but there might be 2 members videos this month. I don't know, but there's going to be at least one. Cam says, I moved. I helped a family member move. But like I told my brother yesterday, all these muscles I've added from working out are actually vanity muscles. They're not to be counted on in the real world. They're merely for aesthetic purposes. Chowdhury, welcome to Silver Tier himself. Thank you. You've gifted memberships and you've joined the ranks of channel membership. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chowdhury. And Randy Ruck sent 5 memberships. Randy Ruck. Brian, Carmelo, Justin, Colin, and Chuck. Double R, Randy Ruck. Thank you so much, Randy, and welcome aboard to channel membership to our 5 new memberships. Thank you. You guys rock. Thank you very much. There's a Starbucks. That would be nice to grab an iced latte and just chill on the patio. Hey, look, I think that's a pub in this town that's not opposed to the bike lanes. There's a few of them that are. And they're owned by total assholes. The summer drinks are sold out everywhere, says Cam. That sucks. Caroline's internet service is out until July 3rd at 5 p.m. Oh, doesn't that stink? Do not ever dare go to this place or we can't be friends. Carolyn's lucky she has a smartphone that King's Curry. The Phoenician Scheme, Meet the Barbarians, Karate Kid, and Minecraft, and Final Destination playing at the Kingsway. There's some good movies there. There's a Crooked Q in Port Credit. Yeah, I used to go to that one. Medano, $20. Cheers, Johnny, for some more cold bubbly. Medano. I scoop the kook. I've got a cold bubbly in my backpack, thanks to you. It's chilling in the Yeti cooler, but thank you, Medano, for the good modsmanship and the $20. Hope you're doing what I'm not doing and staying nice and cool. Yeah, I saw the new Final Destination. I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it. The problem with those movies is you have to suspend any morsel of reality. I'm going to sit down for 1 second here. Welcome to the Kingsway. Loud fire truck going by, or dump truck. You know what? I was debating going to Old Mill or not. But I am starting to get a little dizzy and lightheaded. So I think I'm gonna hop into the subway, crack open that cold bubbly, and head home. But I do want to thank everyone so much for tuning in. I want to thank everyone who sent those new channel members and welcome our new channel members. Medano, thank you as well, and everyone who sent support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. If it wasn't so dang hot, I'd be able to keep going all the way through Bloor West Village. But we'll save that one for a future live stream. I'm sure we'll be back to that area. It's such a great area. But we'll start off there next time instead of finish up there. Willie owns Death Proof on VHS. That's an awesome movie. But yeah, do subscribe, hit the bell. Sorry for the shortish live stream, but it was never destined to be a super long one anyways. I'll probably go live next Friday or Saturday, and I'll go live again most likely Sunday night, 8 p.m. on the Johnny Stumbles channel. So head over to Johnny Stumbles and like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it is hot. And I have soaked through my clothes, so it's time to go home. Thanks, guys.